when I was growing up, my grandfather had a 14th century timber frame bakery in the Midlands. Ancient building was already in the blood. The finish that you get with the hand tools, particularly the crude ones, you just don't get that anymore. It's like the pieces are alive and they're very individual.
Stephen is making a large amount of historical furniture for the recreated spaces inside the castle keep. Thrones, beds, chests, chairs, everything that you need to kit out a royal palace in the early 12th century. All of this furniture will be going into the King's Chamber or the Great Chamber. And this was a very important space within the castle. There's often references to the king doing the business of the court while in bed. So actually the great bed of state is an important feature of local and national government.
There's medieval manuscripts with some beautiful illustrations, and a lot of the inspiration comes from those. But then you have to take those which are often quite stylized and see how that would practically convert into woodwork. 900 years ago, everything would have been done by hand, so they would have used axes to get it down to, say for instance, a board. In our modern age, we use modern machinery to do the bulk of the work, ready for turning and carving. Everything's hand-carved. Things have been deliberately done just by eye and by feel, so there's no two columns that are exactly the same diameter or width. They might taper, you can see tool marks in them.
All the micro-architecture, the forms are all taken from contemporary documents, so you get this real sense of how it would have looked.
You have to bear in mind that in that time period, everything was in a very dim light setting, so by using colours and gold leaf and things, it refracted all the light and made it come alive in that environment. I think the bed will definitely surprise people, but also the King's Throne, I think that will also be a surprise to people. It's very bling. What's really unusual about this project is that people are going to be allowed to sit in the chairs and interact with the furniture.
You have this chance to walk into the space. That is a tactile experience.
Obviously that has to be taken into account because the finishes have to be resilient enough to stand up to thousands of people sitting on things.
By enabling visitors to sit on the thrones, to touch and feel the craftsmanship in the furniture, they get a much better sense of what life would have been like then.
We're so used to, in this day and age, everything being completely symmetrical and perfect. And back in that day, everything was completely different. Everything was much more alive and visceral.
It's really rather exciting to have a chance to bring that to the public.